this just slides right out. Hi, I'm Cliff, and this is my garage. And if this is your first time joining me, thanks for dropping by.
This episode of Cliff's Garage is sponsored by Addy.com, curated for conservatives.
I was doing some cleaning up the other day on my computer, and I found a little surprise. Normally, I copy the video files from my camera's memory card into a specific area on an external RAID drive. But in this case, I put them into a folder on my desktop. And I have absolutely no idea why, because this was almost 3 years ago. I had completely forgotten that I ever did this video. So, after a 3-year delay, here's how you change out a MAF sensor on a Hummer H3. My 2007 Hummer H3x has developed a problem with rough idle, a little bit of rough running, and also the tendency to stall out when coming to a stop, like at a stoplight. I've changed out the spark plugs and the coil packs. Things have gotten better, but not as good as I'd like. My next suspect is the mass airflow sensor. So today, we're going to swap that out in a super simple, like 3-minute job. Basically, the mass airflow sensor senses the amount of air coming into the engine and also, I believe, the oxygen content of the air coming in. Now, the computer uses that in conjunction with the readings that it's getting from the O2 sensor in the exhaust system to come up with the proper air-fuel mixture to send to the injectors. So I think those calculations are getting a little off because of how badly the plugs were fouled, and also how sometimes I smell kind of a strong gas odor, gasoline odor, in the exhaust. So I think I'm getting a very incomplete burn in certain situations. Changing out the mass airflow sensor is super simple. I mean, it's literally like a 3-minute job. And the only thing you need is a number 12 Torx bit. Now, you can use a handheld bit driver. I'm going to use my DeWalt cordless impact driver just because it's a whole lot faster. Now, if you're in the market for a cordless impact driver, I highly recommend this. It is a fantastic tool. I've been using it for a couple of years now. The mass airflow sensor is located right here, right in the top of the intake duct. Super easy to get to, only held in by 2 screws. I've got my replacement sensor right here. Now, you can clean the mass airflow sensor. There are cleaners that you can put in there. I think it's pretty much the same chemical that's used to clean like the throttle body, but they're specific to mass airflow sensors. For 20 bucks, I'm just gonna replace the thing. There are 2 different kinds of mass airflow sensors. One is a vane type, and the other uses hot wires. I'm pretty sure the one in the Hummer is a hot wire type, and I'm not sure how. Well, I'm sure that if they recommend squirting that cleaner on there, it would be fine. But like I said, for just $20, I'm going to replace the thing. Like I said, it's like a 3-minute job. I'm going to take the camera and I'm going to move it over here so you can get a better view. First thing we want to do is remove the wiring from the mass airflow sensor, and you use this little tab right here. Just push that tab in, pull up, comes right off. I'll tuck it back over here behind this the intake filter box. Now, there's 2 screws. There's one here and one tucked in behind here. Use that T12 bit. One, put it into my magnetic tray. 2, and I didn't mention those yet, but one of the handiest things I've ever bought is these little magnetic trays. They're magnetized top and bottom so that bolts will stay in there. Bolts and screws will stay in there and won't fall out. Also, you can put it on any steel part of the car. It'll stick and it'll stay there. Not a case. A set of 3 of these is like 12 bucks in varying sizes, all the way from, I don't know, what is that? Probably 2.5, 3 inch up to like 6 inch. There's like 12 bucks for the set of 3. I highly recommend this. I'll give you a link in the description down below for those also. Okay, once we pull those 2 screws out, this just slides right out. Doesn't look dirty, but the important part would be if the dirt was all up in there on the sensors or on the wires. So we take the new one. Now, if we put it in the wrong way, the screw holes don't line up. So don't be worried about that. That's it. That's the entirety of the swap process. Now, one thing I really like about this DeWalt driver is that it's got lots of torque at low speed, but it's also very, very controllable, so you're not accidentally stripping stuff out. Connector back on. That's it. We're done. Okay, let's fire it up and see how she runs. Okay, so that was a big improvement. That's the best startup and idle I've heard out of this car in a long time. So there definitely was some issue with the mass airflow sensor. Now, before you go down there, smack that thumbs up button, give me a like on the video. That is the #1 thing you can do for me to help support this channel and help it grow. And if you want to do something a little extra, while you're down there, there's this big red shiny subscribe button. Now, it'll be red if you're not one of my current subscribers. And if you're not, go ahead and give that a click. Costs absolutely nothing, and it will increase your luck in any gambling you do this weekend by 17.4%. And finally, if you want to keep up to date with all the stuff going on here in the garage, go click on that bell icon. That turns on notifications for free for just this channel, and that way YouTube will let you know every time that I post something new from here in Cliff's Garage. I'll see you next time.